Hi, I'm Rosie.
And I'm Jim.
And this is Cruising Sea Venture.
Hey everyone, thanks for coming and enjoying another episode with us on Cruising Sea Venture. So let's get to our trusty map that we start every episode with. We're going to start this episode right where we left off in Sitka, where we spent a few days enjoying the town, had a great time. From there we cruised north, kind of this inside route, and kept ourselves going around Baranof Island to Peril Strait, where we came and stopped at Appleton Cove. After a night there, we came back out into Peril Strait to its intersection with Chatham Strait. And that's where we get on this episode. As we started walking around downtown, we were just amazed at the number of eagles that were everywhere throughout the town. Sitka has a rich heritage of Native American and Russian influences from its past. And it was just really remarkable to see all the different cultures in this historic old town that really is like a remote Alaskan outpost. Here's the Pioneers Retirement Home located right downtown.
I think I did it wrong.
As we were walking around town, we came across this net shed. There's not many of them left around, but we had an opportunity to watch a crew assemble their purse seine net, where they're taking different weights of net material and weaving them together in this large shed prior to the opening of fishing. It was really interesting to watch and to get to talk to them a little bit about how it all comes together so they can fish and make their living.
Checking out a trail.
They really enjoyed.
We're on a trail and we're with our friend Jackie, who's giving us a tour of Sitka and the non-boating part of the world, and a beautiful hike that we're going to take on. Look at this.
After our hike, we had a chance to visit the Sitka National Historical Park and Totem Trail. And when you wander the trail and explore the park's 20 totem poles, you're joining a procession of admirers that started over 100 years ago at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, Missouri. Alaska's first governor, John Brady, used them to promote Alaska to the fair's 19 million visitors. Brady toured native Tlingit and Haida villages in the year preceding the fair, securing donations from villages throughout southeast Alaska. It was a remarkable accomplishment, curators and collectors who had been denied totems even when they were offered cash. In 1906, the totems returned to Alaska, and after traveling 6,000 miles by ship and rail, they were placed here in Sitka and continued to tell the story of native cultures in this coastal region.
And then they come upstream and thick. And eagles, they were waiting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hungry.
Thank you, Jackie, for a great day of hiking. We've left Sitka on our way to Juneau via Peril Strait. So north of Juneau, we're going to wind ourselves through a bunch of small channels to Peril Strait, out to Chatham, and on our way to Juneau, a 2 or 3 day trip. Traveling north from Sitka. You can travel about 20 nautical miles north of Sitka, with Baranof Island here on our starboard side and other coastal islands on the port, but it's all protected inland waterways before we reach the northern edge of Baranof Island, and we can start to turn in, going around the northern end of the island and ending up in Chatham Strait. So once you're at Sitka, there's no more ocean travel, or you can come to Sitka like most people do through Peril Strait, going the opposite direction we're going now, and visit Sitka without any open ocean travel.
All right, we're working our way through Whitestone. I'm going to call it Whitestone Passage, and it's got a few markers. If you look out the window, you can see a couple green and a red marker ahead of us, and there's 2 range finders up ahead to make sure that we're lined up properly. So if you're coming at it from the wrong angle, the range finders, the 2 signs will not be lined up, but as you can see, they're lined up right now. So we're coming straight down the channel, which is a dredge channel, it looks like, for part of the way, and we'll work our way through this little segment, but it's just beautiful here. All right, we're approaching the end of the channel here, and we'll exit between the red and green buoys, and we'll watch the range marker, and you can see that it will start to separate, if you will, and you can see that it's on 2 separate poles, so it's not at all automatically lined up. You do need to line it up.
Now as we leave the range, you can see the 2 range marker signs clearly.
The commercial fishing fleet is getting ready to fish. Opening day is in a couple of days. We're going through Sturgis Narrows. We're a little bit early, and we're fighting the current just a little bit. So we're going to look at these little red markers for a little while, because we are cruising along at 3 knots as we try to make our way through this channel right here. Here's the current out the window.
Alaska State Ferry, Columbia.
Our first bear on the beach. Very exciting. We're trying to find a spot to anchor in Appleton Cove. And there's a bear. I'm so excited. All right, we're leaving Appleton Cove this morning, and We saw our first bears here. There was a black bear and 2 grizzlies. The grizzlies were just too far away to catch on a camera, and we got sort of a picture of a black bear, but we got one. This bay is just full of crab pots, and it was super windy last night, so it was hard to see them. But I don't know if you can catch these on the video. They're just everywhere. There was kind of a little section where we anchored that was okay, but otherwise there are crab pots just everywhere. So there must be a lot of crab here. We're not staying long enough to figure that out because we're on our way to Juneau, but we are going to weave our way through the rest of all these pots. Oh, hi, little hummingbird. And work our way out of this bay. It's pretty low tide right now, and in a couple more hours it will be at a minus tide. Here's a look at the pots heading out of the bay. So last night when there was some significant wind chop on the water, these were a little bugger to see. And that's the way we're heading out.
More doll porpoises this morning.
They're so cool. Everyone, thanks for joining us for this episode. We really appreciate you coming along for the ride, and once again I want to let you know that we really do appreciate your comments.
We do.
There have been many times when Jim just out of the blue will read one to me, and you know, it just makes me smile to hear from you guys and know that you appreciate what we're doing. So thank you again, we really do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. In the next episode, we're going to go on to Juneau, pick up our daughter Michelle, and then head to the town of Hoonah and on to Glacier Bay. So look forward to that episode, which will be out soon. Now we have a chance to try to get caught up on videos, so we're diligently working on it for you. But until then, wishing you no wind and flat seas. We nailed it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.